Bonjour, friends. So good to be with you today. How are you?
I'm very fine, thank you. And how are you?
I'm good. Happy that spring is here.
So am I, finally.
Yes. When did you start illustrating men?
Well, it's a long journey. It started when I was a kid and a teenager. I used to draw a lot. When I got into college, I had to stop because I had too many work for my studies. And so it took me 20 years to come back to drawing. It was in 2019. I felt the need to draw again because, if you want to tell the truth, and that's, I think, why I'm here, um, I was myself a model for many illustrators, and
Mm.
I never planned this. It was thanks to Instagram, and I discovered the power of drawing. I mean that illustrators allowed me to see things in myself I couldn't see, or things I would consider as defaults, or things that I didn't like about myself and my body. And I realized that with the drawings and the portraits, I was accepting myself more for who I am, who I was, and who I am. So I wanted to do the same. I wanted to help people that feel that they don't fit in because they are not in the standards of our society, mass medias. So that's how I decided to draw again and draw men, because I wanted to help men feeling better with themselves and their bodies. And whether they have curves, they don't have big muscles, they are very hairy, they have, I don't know, lazy eyes or big ears, or everything that people in society may consider as defaults. I decided to show the beauty in that. And in order to do that, I started with drawing faces of men. And then it was just, like headshots,
Hmm.
headshots from guys, mostly from porn industry and mostly from Joe Gage's movies. I think I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Joe Gage is a legend. Yes.
Yes, he's a legend, and I think he's also a legend because in his movies there are so many types of men. You know,
Hmm.
when it comes to bodies, age, skin color, I don't know,
Like
everything.
regular guys, right?
Then I started to focus on facial expressions, and mostly all faces or pleasure feeling expressions. And then it was the beginning of my new journey, with drawing now more the torso and full body, and men are my main inspiration.
I think the shading in your work is just amazing. As well as the details, the hair details, the facial details. And if you zoom in to your art, details in the eye and the pupil, and it's extraordinary.
Well, thank you. Yes, that's true that I'm really focused on skin tones, and
Mhm.
trying to reflect as much as possible the light and shadows reality. And I'm not trying to make, a realistic portraits,
Mhm.
sorry. Either I want to keep my own style. And it's true that I found quickly my own way to draw body hair, especially the pits,
Mm.
bushes and beards and hair. That's something I know that is my brand now.
So how did you become aware of BateWorld.com?
Oh, it was a long time ago, 2010 or before, I think, before. I was really curious about the site and the community. So I tried it. I liked it, even though it wasn't really easy in France to find some baiters as well. I think it's really important that we have this site to gather the community and people who think that baiting is not just a side and it's a true sexuality in itself. And
Yes.
it's important for me that there is some place where you can share about that and feeling that you're welcome.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Of course, in my art, I focus a lot on it. Well, I don't focus a lot on baiting and solo sexuality, but it's a huge part of my art for sure. Um, and that's something that I, I think people doesn't really get for what it is, because it's not just people playing with themselves. For me, it's people expressing their true self and
Hmm.
just showing that jerking off is okay. It can be a side, of course, for some people, but it can be a lifestyle thing. And there are so many
Yes.
aspects of that that I try to feature, like gooning a lot because I love facial expressions. So of course I'm really into drawing gooning, and I've been called by one of my followers, so it's not official, but I've been quite proud when he told me that I was the perfect gooning artist or something like that. Like I was a
That's great.
reference. So it was in very um, warm for me to receive this compliment because okay, I think there are some people that don't see just some guy masturbating or showing his cock. They are seeing what's behind, and that's the solo sexuality. Portrayed a lot of BaitWorld members for sure. Like Proud Bator, the winner of the BaitOff season 1. I drew Marcel, who was the face of BaitWorld for years.
Hmm.
Marcel from Cape Town. Uh, well, so many of them, and of course some other contestants recently.
You have been a fan of the BaitOff since the beginning, right?
Yeah, I think it's really entertaining that BaitWorld created this competition. When I deeply think it's not really a competition, but I think it's more something like sharing and having fun with the community. But yeah, I was really curious about what it would become, and so now it became something like the fourth season. So that's really great.
How does it feel to be a part of the show as the official illustrator now for season 4?
I feel so proud. I feel so happy and so proud because it's like I'm recognized by my own people, being
Yeah.
asked, and that's really rewarding. I think because I never thought about being an associate artist with BaitWorld for the BaitOff, because it's the first time there is an official artist for the BaitOff. Yeah,
I'm really curious with this fresh group, these 6 guys, and also you did a portrait of our host, Colby Jacks. Tell me if any one particular posed a real challenge for you as an illustrator. Was there one of the contestants or the host that was like a really a bigger challenge than you thought it would be?
from the beginning, it was a challenge because I usually choose my models.
Hmm.
I see a picture and I feel
You choose the
inspired.
picture normally, right?
Yeah, I choose a picture. I find a picture, on social medias or on internet. Well, and I feel the emergency to draw, and
Hmm.
that's my intern process. I need to feel this emergency. I need to feel the
Right,
fire,
right.
and um, so what was different this time was that I had to draw um, 7 guys that I hadn't choose. And so we've been asking them some pictures with some particularities because we needed to some aspects we need to see their faces very well with
Right.
strong expression. I wanted them to be as themselves as they could be. I mean, very personal in the way they like to bait. If they were a gooner, they could goon
Mhm.
on the picture. If they want to use poppers, they could use poppers on the picture. But well, I wanted themselves, to show their true individuality. And which one was a challenge? I think all of them were challenging in a certain way, because we have some fit guys this year for sure, and I'm really not used to draw muscles and abs. I like nice belly, to put my head on and have a sleep. Well, so I'm not used to draw abs, and that was a challenge. All of them pushed me in my further in my own limits, and I think I evolved a lot
That's
through all
great.
those portraits,
That's
because
great.
I really wanted them to be the best version of what I'm able to do right now. That's why I think it took 2 months.
Which
Two
some
months.
would say is pretty quick for what you accomplished with the final art.
Yeah, it
That's
was.
fairly quick.
Yeah, yeah, because I spent. Well, it can seem quick, but I spent really a lot of time. I used to spend around 10 hours on every illustration I do.
Hmm.
But I think now, for those portraits, it was a bit longer, because I wanted all the details to be as good as they could be. My main goal is to really capture the essence of my models, and drawing them, portraying them, spending all this time trying to understand, the proportions, trying to understand their own specificities in their face, in the body, and their cocks. Um, it's like a like a cosmic moment I spent with them. It's like if I'm really spending this time with them and getting very intimate with them. It's a little
Right.
tricky, because in the end I don't know this guy, but I feel like I created a bound, yeah, or at least a relationship with them. I got
A
in
bond.
touch
Yeah.
a bound, yeah. I got in touch personally with every contestant, because I wanted just to validate the line art, as I told you, just being sure. Do you see yourself? Is it? Do you recognize yourself? Okay. And then we had to find a place to add the BaitOff logo also.
Oh,
So
yes. Yeah.
so for
Yeah.
some of them it was more tricky than for others, for sure. But
I love that though because it's a subtle logo and it's organic within the art. It's part of them as
yeah,
opposed to just a logo at the top, which I love. I think that's great. Well, I know that everybody's going to love these portraits. By the time this interview is up, they will have seen them, so I know they're going to be very excited. Not only the contestants, but I think the fans of the show, of the Bait
well,
Off, will love these. And we're so excited that you're able to work with us.
yeah, I'm part of the team. I really hope that people will enjoy that the contestants are represented as illustrations, because it's a new thing this year, and I
Yep.
hope they will enjoy it, and they are still free to look at all my works everywhere.
Yes, so you are Frands Gabriel on Instagram, Blue Sky, Twitter. That's your name everywhere,
Yeah, that's
correct?
my name everywhere. Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
that's my
thank you,
name.
Franz. I'm so excited that we have this new addition to the Bait Off. It's definitely something unique for this season, and hopefully we'll continue in other seasons.
I love that.